Hello, and thank you for checking out my Batman Arkham City Harley's Revenge No Damage run. The majority of my commentary will highlight combat strategy and therefore will mostly apply during encounters with enemies. So while I'm moving from point A to point B, there won't be much for me to discuss.
You left me to die.
If you have any questions on anything in this run, please feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and thank you again for joining me for this challenge run.
You left me to die. You left.
So as we gain control of Robin, we're gonna have 3 guys in front of us, nothing too bad. We'll just deal with them kind of the same way I dealt with all the enemies in Arkham City's main game, which is to prioritize counters when applicable, and then to just build combo so that I can do a finisher, and when I have a finisher, we'll go ahead and use that to take somebody off the board.
Does it hurt?
Shut your stupid mouth! You're just lucky I need you later.
So as we go to come out of this vent, you want to make sure that you angle yourself towards
Barb,
the
I found the missing
button,
cops.
and then as soon as you
Quinn's
land,
got
you
him.
want to go ahead and throw a battering.
Negative. I'm gonna
If
keep
you get
looking.
it done early enough, like
Harley's
I did
told the
there,
cops
then
she's got some sort
you'll
of
be able
plan
to walk through the
They'll be
gate
safe
while all
for
this
now.
dialogue is happening.
This'll
And
end
it'll
okay.
just save you a bit of time. You won't
Promise.
get stuck waiting for the gate to open. Either way, though, it's not a big deal.
He won't even talk about Talia or Joker.
We'll help him once we find him. It's all we can do.
You heard from Harley? Nah, she's probably still crying.
So for these enemies, we're just going to run right by these guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw a smoke grenade a little bit away from the wall. And what that'll do is as the enemies try to get to me, they'll just be stunned by the smoke. So we'll break the wall, we'll move through, and we'll just grapple all the way over. And then we're going to go ahead and execute a slide on the grate just to open it quickly so we don't have to do it manually.
She just wants revenge. You heard her.
At least she's got the bat.
This one, though, we will have to open manually. We could take down from this vent, but what we want to do is we're going to open it manually and then just run past all these enemies and go up into the next vent.
Nothing yet. Don't sweat it. If anyone comes this way, I'll make them regret it.
So for this section, there's not a whole lot to talk to here. You can basically just copy what I'm doing to get through this area. We're going to have to deal with a machine gun, we're going to have to deal with a vent, and then we're going to have to deal with a sniper. All of this is just kind of a tutorial teaching you how to use Robin's shield.
Hello?
So basically what I like to do is just wait until the guy shoots, and then just use your zip kick on him, and then we can finish him off and move on.
Hello? Whoever you are, I know you're there. You hear me? I know you're there when it's too late.
So as we enter this room of enemies, we want to sneak up behind these two, and we'll go ahead and start the fight by taking them out. From there, again, it's just making sure that our objective is basically to get to a combo of 5, and then we want to start taking people out. Generally speaking, we want to take out the guys that are armored, just because as we're kind of bouncing from enemy to enemy to enemy, those can actually stop us in our tracks, and we can lose our counter because of them. So I like to make sure to prioritize them if at all possible. So as you could see there, I saw that the guy in the back was holding an object. We also don't want enemies to be able to throw objects at us. So anytime that I see somebody with an object, we're just going to go ahead and throw battering at them. And that should either make them drop it or just explode the object, depending on what it is. Right, so that'll wrap up our first section with Robin, and now we'll move on to the one with Batman.
Tim, what's going on? Have you found him?
Just keep the damn site covered. I don't want that mad woman getting out of there. Understand?
Harley Quinn.
How'd you guess? Her goons ambushed my guys and dragged them towards the steel mill. We can't get close.
I'll handle it.
You sure? You know she blames you, right? Could be a trap.
Fall back and stop anyone else getting hurt. I'll handle the rest.
Alright, so what we need to do is we basically need to go to the back side of this area. There's obviously many ways you can do this. This is just how I chose to get there. Something I didn't mention at the beginning of the run is that I'm using a file that has every single unlock unlocked. So we have every single gadget, every single upgrade for this run. So that includes the that kind of like fast zip launcher for movement.
There's one of the cops.
So we're going to come into the area similar to Robin. We're going to take 2 guys out to start the encounter, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, I have a little bit more utility here because I'm playing as Batman, and Batman has a little bit more that he can do. So 2 things I want to make note of is that you can use your electric gun to knock down these armored guys. So that was something I did right at the beginning to just get him off the board and make sure that I wasn't going to ping pong to him. And then the second thing that I did was I used a multi-battering takedown. Once I built combo, I basically did a bunch of battering hits to knock people on the ground to maximize the use of that takedown.
You're safe.
You okay? Don't want to talk? Problem? I'll just be waiting.
Alright, so we're going to zip a little bit forward. That's just to get here a little quicker. And then what I want to do for these enemies is I want to basically line myself up with this guy so that as I come down and kick him, he knocks into the 2 behind him. And then we'll simply just go around until we build combo. We'll do the multi-ground takedown or the multi-battering takedown. And then we can move on.
Were talking about the missing cops. If they were here, they may have left some evidence that I can follow. That radio belonged to a cop. There may be evidence around here of where he was taken. I should set up a crime scene. This blood belonged to the cop. I should follow it and see where they took him.
So I'm going to follow a very specific path to get to the next objective. And the reason I'm doing it this way is to make sure that none of the guys with guns are going to see me and start shooting at me. So really I would suggest going in this path. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but that path will minimize the ability for those enemies to shoot at you. So as we come in here, we're going to do a double takedown, and then right after that we can just grab this guy and interrogate him.
Tell me how to get through that door, and don't waste time lying. I'll know.
Oh God, Harley gave code cards to the people she trusts most. You need 3 codes to get in. Please, I'll tell you where they are. Just don't hurt me.
I'll do my best.
So we need to go get a couple of access codes here, and the first section that we're going to do that on, which is right in front of me, is the hardest one. Now the way that I approach this section because of that is very, very slow and very patient. So what I'm going to do and what you're going to see is that I'm basically going to go to one of 3 different areas around this area and try and ledge pull these guys down one at a time. Now every time that happens, I'm going to drop and then relocate. So I'm never going to stay where I pull the, the enemy down.
What they say. I know Batman
now
killed the Joker.
there are other ways of doing this. Unfortunately, they are way more high risk than this, right? So because this isn't a speed run, I don't care how long this takes. I just want it to be safe and I want it to be consistent. So that's why I'm basically just going to take my time and let them flow to me. And, that could be faster, it could be slower from attempt to attempt just because you know, the RNG of how they walk around this area. You know, it's not a given that they're going to walk a certain path every single time the same way, so. But yeah, that's what you're going to see is me just simply going through this very, very slowly. And when I see my opportunities, then I'll try and take them. Now, I'm going to go up here to the top because what I was hoping was going to happen was this guy that was furthest away was going to turn and not look at me. So I thought he was going to turn to the right, and he 180'd. So he turned all the way around, and he saw me, which is why I don't go up there. That's a very good example of why I choose to be very patient and ledge pull these enemies. Is because if you go up there, you run the risk of that, and I'm very lucky I didn't get shot. So he prioritized throwing a grenade at me because I backed off and he lost line of sight, which stopped him from being able to shoot me, so very, very lucky in that regard. Now, because these guys are so close, I don't want to risk doing a ledge takedown and it pulling the guy on the right, because if it did, it would be game over at that point. So I came up and when they spread out, I grabbed that guy. I went ahead and did the loud finisher on him because at that point it doesn't matter. And then I threw a freeze grenade at this guy just to make sure nothing happened. He shouldn't attack me when he's the last one, but just to guarantee he can't, for safety, I just throw the freeze grenade. Alright, so if you follow my path, this next set will be very, very, very consistent. So what I mean by that is basically you can just do exactly what I do beat for beat, and this will happen for you the exact same way, assuming you have all the upgrades I have. So we're going to go ahead and freeze this guy, that way I don't target him while I'm fighting. And then we're just going to bounce around through all of these other enemies. That'll build a combo of 5. We can take them all down with the multi-finishing, and then we can interrogate this guy.
Please don't hurt me. Here it is.
Night, night.
One more.
So we only have one guy left now, and the path that I follow is very, very specific. And this is just because this is just how I decided to do it. You can take out any of these snipers in any order you want. And honestly, I should have taken them out in the reverse order that I'm taking them out, because what you're going to see here is that the final one is going to bug on me. And I knew going into this that that guy has the potential to bug. In fact, it's happened a couple other times on other failed attempts. And so for that reason, I should have just gone to his location first. And then if, you know, I see that it's messed up, I can do what I'm going to do here, which is just restart checkpoint. Now, generally in my no damage runs, I do not restart checkpoints. However, this isn't my fault. This is the game bugging, and I don't want to have to restart the last 12 or 13 minutes from the beginning because the game didn't work. So we're just going to reload checkpoint. And I'm going to go through all of the snipers I already took out again. So if anything, we're incurring more risk in doing this. But that is the only place in this entire run that I am allowed, or that I allow myself to restart checkpoint, is because I know that that guy can bug. And I don't know what the exact percentage rate is. If I had to guess, I'd say 1 in 4, something like that, from my experience. But we'll go through these guys in the exact same way we did last time. And then with the inclusion of the final guy. And then once he's out, we'll go ahead and drop down and interrogate the last guy.
Hey, I think I just found a little piece of strange. Is that his ear? There's some piece of rotten meat.
Give me the code.
Yeah, no problem. See? I'm doing what you wanted.
There was never any doubt in my mind.
He's still screwed.
That's all the code.
So we have to go back to the door now, and I'm going to do that again in a very specific way. Now this is arguably a little bit more risky, because I'm filtering through basically the corridor where all the guys with guns are, and I can't remember if I use detective vision to kind of spot where exactly they're standing, but there's one to my left on that tower there. There's one on the catwalk to my left. There's another one at the end of the catwalk there to my left. So they're just kind of littered throughout this entire area. So you need to make sure that you stay above a certain height or below a certain height to ensure that you don't accidentally aggro those guys and they shoot at you on the fly.
Just chill out, man.
Alright, so similar to the other fights, we're going to approach this and take down 2 guys to open it up. I'm going to go ahead and electric shock the heavy, and then we're just going to bounce around the room until I can build a combo. And then once I've got combo for a finisher, we're just going to use batarangs to knock down as many as I can. And then we'll do the finisher, and then we'll rinse and repeat that to finish out the other enemies. For the last guy, since it's an armored one, we'll just go ahead and hit him with the electric gun and then take him out. Or I thought it was the last one. Okay, never mind. Forgot that. So this area coming up has a crap ton of snipers in it. And the cool thing about the strategy I do here is that if you follow it beat for beat, it will always happen this way 100% of the time with one exception. And I'll go over that exception in a second. So we're going to get to this position as quickly as we can so that we can corner take down this guy. Now you might have seen that for me to get here I was rolling. Enemies cannot hear you when you roll. It's the same thing as, you know, if you crouch walk and you're walking stealthily. So as long as you don't actually collide with them, they won't know you're there when you're doing these rolls. So this was the exception. For whatever reason, once in a blue moon, when you come up to take this guy down, he'll just turn around and shoot you. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a bug, but I had that happen 3 separate times, which was a little frustrating. But anyways, we'll go ahead and take that guy down, and then you'll move to take this guy down, and basically just follow what I do around the room. And again, if you do it in this way, beat for beat, this will happen for you every single time the exact same way. This last guy here sometimes will path a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but you'll just wait at that corner until he's close enough for you to take him down, and then you take him down. You'll go to freeze grenade, throw freeze grenade on this guy. I do that just as like an extra safety measure. And then we can drop down, take him out, save the cop, and then we can move him.
You're safe.
I don't think so, Bat Brain. It's dead cop time. Does it hurt? Too bad. Come on, boys.
What's it doing?
Hurry up, idiots!
Come on. Don't piss off Harley.
Tim, what's going on? Have you found him?
Kinda.
What does that mean?
Don't worry, I think I'm close. I'll let you know.
Alright, so now that we're Robin again, you have to remember that you have certain tools with Robin that you don't have with Batman and vice versa, right? So we're gonna go into these next enemies opening with the zip kick, and then we'll go and drop the shield guy, and then we're just bouncing around the room now. I don't have the multi-finisher, So that means we're gonna have to build combo, do a takedown, build combo, do a takedown, and kind of grind through that, which is unfortunate. These fights are much safer and much easier when you're with Batman because of how quickly you can take so many enemies like out of play, right? And if you take those enemies out of play, then that's obviously less risk that you incur. So you have to kind of approach Batman and Robin in two different like mindsets.
Quinn's got him
and
trapped.
play styles, honestly.
Get him out of it.
Harley's built some kind of monument to the Joker, and it's stopping me from getting to Batman. Looking at this place, she's crazier than we thought. I'm gonna search the area and try to work out how to save him. The security panel appears to control the statue. Batman will die in there if I don't find the key. I guess I should go find Harley Quinn and ask her for it.
So as we go into this room, we'll have two guys with guns. What I like to do is just try and stealth take down this guy. If the other guy gets alerted, then just go ahead and do a loud finisher on him, and then you can just throw batarangs into that last guy. For the sniper here, I just like to roll similar to what I did in the Arkham Asylum no damage run for snipers. So once we get to the end here, we'll just go ahead and zip kick him, knock him down. Now, for whatever reason, sometimes this door will open and sometimes it won't. Meaning that sometimes the enemies will become alerted and sometimes they won't. I don't know why that happens. I don't feel like I ever do anything different, but they respond differently. But either way, it doesn't matter. Do the same thing here, build combo. Prioritize taking down the armored guy, and then if you didn't already take down the guy with the gun, which I didn't do by accident, then make sure that you're prioritizing him. So as we come into this area, this is another place that is very, very, very consistent. So if you just follow exactly what I do, this will happen for you in the exact same way every single time. So that's all I'll say on the strategy portion of what I'm doing. I do want to caveat this with I take this route because it was the most repeatable. I tried other routes, and for whatever reason, the enemies will just respond differently, or Harley will magically see you, an enemy will magically know where you are. So you can, you know, try and come up with your own strategy here if you want, but I highly suggest you do what I do here in the way that I do it. And you should be able to get through this without any problem.
Don't let your guard down, boys. You see anyone acting weird, you blow up their heads. Understand? Get in here, boys. These losers have failed me. We're doing this for Mr. J, boys. Don't let him down.
Alright, so now that we've taken everyone out and we just have Harley, we're going to go ahead and come up to this vantage point, and then we're going to drop down into her. Now, I make a mistake here in that I kick and it doesn't work, and I turned around and started hitting her down back towards like where I was perched at. You don't want to do that, because if you do that, then an enemy will spawn in. And so I didn't know where that enemy was, so I just dropped a smoke bomb to make sure he couldn't attack me. And then I jumped up here, said, oh, okay, there he is, and I went down and finished him off. So make sure that when you attack Harley, you hit her down the catwalk in the direction that you drop into her. Don't make the same mistake I did and hit her the other way, because you don't want to have to deal with another enemy if you don't have to.
Really?
No! That's mine! Ugh, let me go!
Whatever you say.
Get me down, third grade!
Alright, so this is probably the hardest room. No, this is the hardest room in the entire thing because of the Titan. So, basically what you want to do here, the whole strategy here, I follow 2 rules on top of the ones I've already told you guys. Those 2 rules are staying very, very close to the Titan. For the most part. Right now what I'm trying to do is get the armored guys off the board. That way I don't have to worry about them stopping my combo. But once we do that, I want to stay really close to the Titan. And basically I want to hit, dodge flip, hit, dodge flip, hit, dodge flip. And whenever I have a combo, I'm going to use it to do a takedown. Now there is an exception to that, right? In that you kind of sometimes want to, like if you're feeling okay, you know, you want to kind of hold your combo and just wait. Just run around, bounce around the room, and if the Titan hits at you or charges for whatever reason, you can use the combo takedown to give yourself what we call iframes, invincibility frames, meaning you can't take any damage. You're immune to damage while you're in that animation. So you'll see here that I'm like jumping around, hitting people, and then right there I was like, oh shit, he's going to slap me. If I wouldn't have done this combo takedown, I would have gotten hit. So you can kind of use it as almost like a backup, like a safety backup. So that's what you'll see here, and really those are the 2 rules. Stay super, super close to the Titan at all times. When applicable is rule number 1. Rule number 2, use a combo if you need to make sure that you don't take damage. And then I guess like a pseudo rule 3 is just do as you see what I've been doing the whole time, just do a dodge flip hit, dodge flip hit, dodge flip hit, because whenever you're doing that dodge flip, you can't take damage unless the Titan charges at you. So because you're standing so close to him, you don't have to worry about that. So essentially, you can't take damage while you're doing that. And that's pretty much it. So now we'll go save Batman, and then we'll be on the final section as Batman, which is fairly simple.
What kept you?
Ever heard of thank you?
What happened to the cops?
I guess not.
You don't need to worry about them, Bat Brain. They'll be dead soon. Oh, and so will you.
You save the cops. I'll handle the bombs.
Oh, good luck with that, losers!
The workings of this bomb look familiar. I need to shut it down, then examine it. I knew it. The bombs have been built using explosives stolen from the GCPD lockup last week. Harley Quinn hasn't changed the detonation frequency. I'll calibrate the cowl to locate any other objects tuned into this frequency.
So as the door opens here, we're gonna have 3 enemies. Now I deal with this in a very, very specific way. So we're gonna freeze bomb one, then I'm gonna batarang the other one on the ground. And then as the third one comes in, I'm just gonna grapple pull him, knock him down, and then we're just gonna bounce around the room, which will keep them spread enough that I can build a combo of 5, then we can do the multi-takedown and take them all out at one time. As you enter into this room, you're going to have a sniper at your top right, and so I like to just go ahead and throw freeze grenade and go up here. Now I know for like speedrunners, they don't come up here and finish this guy off, they just kind of like move fast enough where the grenade will keep him frozen the whole time. But since we're going to have to come back through this room, it's safer to just go ahead and take him out now, that way you don't have to worry about him potentially, I don't know, bugging or seeing you, or something that causes you damage when you come back through the room. So. So as we go into this room, we're going to do a very similar thing to the last fight. I'm going to freeze one. I'm going to try and electrocute the big guy. Got it that time. And then we're just going to bounce around the room till we have a combo of 5. Go ahead and finish that off. And then we can finish off the last guy. Now again, if that last guy happened to be, for whatever reason, the armored guy, obviously we wouldn't throw batarang. We would electrocute him and then go do a ground finisher on him. But that will be the last set of enemies before the final fight for the DLC, so we'll go through this last bomb and then running back, and then we'll do the final fight.
Did you think it was gonna be that easy? Well, think again, loser!
Alright, so for the final fight, it's pretty similar to what I do for the Titan room, so that last one that we did with Robin, that last room. The only thing here is that these enemies don't give you counter icons. Harley is going to be tracking you with that red laser, which basically whenever that red laser stops moving, you need to be away from it because she's going to shoot you with a rocket, or she's going to shoot that place with a rocket. But as you can see, this is a fairly simple fight. We're doing the exact same thing now that we did on the Titan room with Robin. We just don't have those counter icons, but we're building combo, we're knocking people down, we're doing a multi-battering finisher because we're on Batman and we have that luxury. And then in between that, you'll notice maybe that I'm doing the electrical like shock like that right there. And that's just to stun them and put them on the ground for a little bit to give me some breathing room. But that's pretty much the fight. It's very, very simple. I do that a little bit faster because I'm comfortable with doing the counters without the icons. If you're not comfortable with that, then just do what I told you to do on the Titan fight with Robin. Just, you know, dodge, flip, hit, dodge, flip, hit, dodge, flip, hit, and keep doing that until you build combo. Then you can multi-battering, knock people down, and do the finisher. But once you zip up there to the hand that Harley's standing on, you'll get a counter icon. Right after you counter that, that's it. The run is done pretty much at that point. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for the privilege of your time and attention. If you have any questions about anything in this run, please do not hesitate to leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and maybe share this run with a friend or a Batman fan that may enjoy it. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this no damage run, and I'll see you on the next one.
Then I could have been back together with Mr. J.
Quiet.